Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing another build and we're checking out the Fiido C11 Pro. I was really looking forward to getting this bike, but if you hang back till the end you'll see why I'm very frustrated. But it comes in a little big box. It comes in a big box, so we'll chop that open. And there's nothing more exciting than when you open up for the very first time and you see what's inside. Yeah, very excited at this moment I was. As you can see, the bike comes very well protected. Not that well protected, which you'll find out later, but it was pretty protected. A lot of styrofoam, a lot of sponge, and a lot of cable ties that you're going to have a lot of fun cutting them all off. That's why I always keep the box close to hand. It does come with an accessories box. Inside your accessories box you will get your front quick release, your front fenders are in the box as well, a little bag with some screws, that's to screw on the fenders. Of course you get your keys and you get another fender. We will install them in a few seconds. We do also get the user manual, but yeah, we don't need that, we'll work it out as we go. The next sleeve we do have some tools as well as the pedals. We get some pretty decent tools in this box, the Allen key set, and you also get a little kind of triangle Allen key kit. We do get a reflector, not sure what that's for. Does anybody ever put them on? I certainly won't be on this video. We get a Phillips screwdriver. Camera struggled to focus in on that, but it is a Phillips screwdriver. And we also get our front light and a couple of little spanners, mainly to install the light and the pedals. What else have we got here? We do have the bell. Strange, we've actually got an electric horn on the bike, and we've also got a little bell. Maybe it's because the horn can be seen as a little bit aggressive. And we do have a full Allen key set. And of course, last but not least, is our charger. That is our charger with a UK plug, which is always nice to see. And there's the specs there, if you are interested in that kind of thing. So first things first, let's get that battery on charge. Just now, little red light, when that goes green, you are good to go. So we want to install the handlebars first. So you want to loosen off that little nut there. It's fairly straightforward. We want to undo that. That's your adjustment for your degrees. And then you want to pop your handlebars onto the bike. You don't want to tighten it up too tight just now because we are going to adjust it later once we get the wheel on, etc. But it's just to kind of get it on, make sure it's for us when we flip the bike upside down to get the front wheel on, we need the front handlebars on. So fairly straightforward if you can find the little bits. Pop the little springs in place and then screw it in. We will adjust this when we're finishing off all the little bits and bobs, but for now we're just popping the handlebars in place so that we can tighten it down and then flip the bike over. Very straightforward, not so fiddly, because I think because the tools are pretty decent, I found, using the little triangle Allen key. And then we want to pop the little brake protector out of the front wheel and then flip it upside down. Pop out your little protector from the forks and then slide your front wheel into the brake caliper and the little slots, making sure everything lines up nice. And then we're going to pop our quick release. I actually like the fact that it's got a quick release. It does make it nice and easy when you're popping the bike into the boot. Just pop the front wheel off if you've got a smaller car. So we'll just install the quick release function just now, and then we can flip the bike back round the right way. So very easy. This part here is the fiddliest part of the build. It's when you're putting the front mudguard on along with the front light. I call this the 3-hand job because you do need 3 hands really to get it done easily. Well, a little bit of patience, you will get it on there. Just make sure you're putting the front light wire through first, and then bring the wheel guard up, pop the screw through the light and the wheel guard at the back. You have to hold the screw in place with the little spanner, and then using the Allen key, you just tighten it down. It is a little bit fiddly and it can get a little bit frustrating. This part, as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to get it all done here. When you do it without holding the spanner in place, when you turn that, it just turns the nut at the back as well. So you have to use the spanner through the little slot you get, hold the spanner in place, and then tighten the Allen key, as you can see here. With a little bit of patience, guys, you will get it there in the end, but if there's someone with you, it will make the world of difference. Next thing we're going to do is just follow the little arrows in connecting the front light. There's a little arrow on each plug, just line them up and pop it in place, and it's as easy as that. Next thing we're going to do is attach those front fenders on a more permanent basis. We do have this little groove that we slide on to the mudguard, and then you just screw in your front fender into the little fender slot. The screw is already in place, so you loosen that screw off and then you pop your front fender in. And out of the 2 front fenders, there is a particular one for each side, so just make sure you're using it properly. Next thing, we use the Phillips screwdriver just to screw in those little screws to hold the fender in place, making sure there's enough distance between the tyre and the fender. You can adjust this to suit yourself, just make sure you are looking to make sure there's enough distance there. Repeat the process at the back. You only have to really tighten the screws into the fender at the back. They are pre-installed. Do give them a little bit of a tighten though when you're just going over the bike at the end, just to make sure everything is nice and tight. I did find that mine were extremely tight, so I didn't really have to do anything, but just tighten them at the bottom. Next thing, we're going to fit the pedals. Right pedal goes in the right slot, turn it clockwise, and then the left is anti-clockwise, so you just use the spanner provided and tighten up those pedals. It's been a very easy build so far, guys. I'm doing it in the living room, in my office, because it's raining outside and I wasn't able to get out. Next thing, we're going to adjust the saddle. We're popping it up to waist height. Give it a little bit of a push. If it goes down, you have to tighten that screw a little bit, which you can see I had to do here. And then you have the quick release saddle, and you just pop that in, and then make sure it's nice and tight. Give it a whack and see if it goes down. If you're not, you're good to go. As I said earlier, we're going to just go back to the front handlebars now, just since we've got everything in place. We're going to loosen that nut that we've tightened a few minutes ago, and then just set the adjustment in height that will suit you and how you feel comfortable on the bike. I'm setting mine to 40 degrees, just so that they're a little bit higher, because I'm quite a big boy and I like to kind of sit more upright due to my back. So I'm just tightening that back up again using the triangle tool, which was nice and easy. Next, we're fitting the little bell here. Very straightforward, just using that Phillips screwdriver to fit the bell. Doing it upside down just so it's easy to get the screw in, and then once we've got it tightened so much, we'll just flip it round and then tighten it from underneath so that it's nice and tight but in the correct position. Again, nothing challenging here, just tightening up a Phillips screw with the screwdriver provided. I've got to say the tools provided were of a very good quality. Yeah, you know what, how I feel about these reflectors. Get them off, not required on any of my bikes, so we'll just rip that off and then chuck it away. Now we're going to fit the battery. Now that it's had a good charge, pop that battery in place and just kind of push it down, and then take the key out and switch it on. There's the little button right there. As we get to the end of the build, we're going to pop our tyres. It's between 50 and 75 psi. I think I went to about 65 when I was pumping up the tyres, or when I should say I was pumping up a tyre. Yes, because round about now, guys, once you've got your tyres pumped up, hopefully you'll be able to go for a cycle. But yes, this is where things get bad. Unfortunately, I was unable to go for a cycle because the front wheel wouldn't pump up. Yes, so I took it back off, whipped out the inner tubing, and to my dismay, I discovered that I had a puncture. Yes, it arrived with a dead wheel. Yeah, so when I took the tubing out, as you can see here, there is a little hole there on the inner tubing. I'm not going to bother trying to repair that. I'll just pop down to the shop and pick up a new inner tubing, and I'll finish the build myself. Disappointed, but that's how the Fiido C11 Pro would be built, guys. Enjoy yourselves and your ride.